Facilities are the first stress test of 2026 strategy. Most 2026 strategies did not fail in planning. They are failing in execution, and they are doing so earlier than leadership expected. Across sectors, facilities and energy teams are encountering operational constraints in Q1 that many organizations assumed would emerge years later. Load growth, uptime expectations, climate exposure, and grid instability are no longer abstract risks on a planning horizon. They are showing up in daily operations, turning facilities into the first real stress test of enterprise strategy. This is not a resilience versus efficiency debate. It is a timing problem. Why facilities feel the pressure first? Facilities sit at the intersection of strategy and physics. Energy targets, digital expansion, electrification plans, and cost controls ultimately depend on systems that must function under real-world conditions. When assumptions break about weather severity, power availability, equipment lifespan, or redundancy, facilities absorb the impact first. Paul Morgan, Global COO of Real Estate Management Services at JLL, facilities management should no longer be viewed as a mere cost center, but a strategic business enabler that fortifies resilience, fuels productivity, and ultimately creates a competitive advantage. In an environment marked by volatility, uncertainty, and ambiguity, the need for more intelligent, AI-powered by data-driven facilities management has never been more essential. What is different in early 2026 is how quickly those assumptions are unraveling. Facilities leaders are reporting strain from multiple directions at once. Rising electrical loads tied to digital operations, tighter tolerance for downtime, aging equipment pushed beyond design limits, and climate volatility compressing maintenance windows. None of these pressures are new individually. Their convergence and their speed is. The compression of risk timelines. Historically, organizations relied on time as a buffer. Misalignment between strategy and operations could be corrected over years through phased upgrades, deferred maintenance, or incremental investments. That margin is shrinking. When operational stress appears in the first quarter, recovery options narrow. Capital plans are already set. Budgets are committed. Supply chains and contractors are booked. What remains are short-term workarounds that often increase long-term risk. Facilities leaders are being forced to make trade-offs earlier in the year, with fewer tools and less flexibility than assumed during planning cycles, where strategy is quietly breaking down. The most common point of failure is not ambition, it is dependency. Energy strategies assume grid reliability that is increasingly conditional. Efficiency plans assume operating conditions that are no longer stable. Decarbonization roadmaps assume system availability that does not account for climate stress or accelerated wear. Facilities teams are left to reconcile these gaps in real time, often without visibility at the executive level. The result is a growing disconnect between what strategies promise and what operations can sustain. What facilities leaders need to surface now. For leaders, the risk is not simply system failure. It is becoming the unacknowledged shock absorber for enterprise risk. The most important action in early 2026 is escalation, not of problems, but of assumptions, where load forecasts are being exceeded, where redundancy is thinner than planned, where maintenance deferral is no longer safe. These signals matter precisely because they appear early. Facilities are not just operational assets. They are the first place strategy meets constraint, and the first place leaders should be listening. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.